Welcome to the YouTube channel for the Frontera Marketing Group. For this video tip, we're going to focus on some of the basics you can use to get started on Twitter and grow your business. This tip is for Twitter beginners who are just getting started. If you're more of a veteran, feel free to follow along, but you might be better off with some of our more advanced tips. The first question you may be asking yourself is, how can Twitter help my business? The reality is, you may never sell a single product or service directly through Twitter, but that's not really what it's built for. That doesn't mean it can't be useful, though. The first benefit's a big one: search engine optimization. Twitter provides you with the opportunity to list your business profile online on an SEO powerhouse, and it also gives you the opportunity for some really good backlinks. The number two benefit's pretty big too. Twitter is a great vehicle to funnel traffic to your main website. Numbers 3 and 4 are less obvious but still very helpful. You can do some really valuable networking on Twitter, and Twitter can provide you with access to some helpful business tips and best practices. One of the most common questions we get from Twitter newbies is, what should I tweet? It can take some time to source good content, but it gets easier the more you do it. The best source of tweets are usually links to interesting websites that are relevant to your business. If it's interesting to you, there's a good chance it'll be interesting to your followers. The next best source for tweets is to retweet people that you're following. Don't worry that you're being lazy or stealing other people's content. Fellow tweeters consider it a compliment when you retweet their tweets, and they're likely to appreciate it. You can also ask engaging questions or throw in an occasional quote. Remember, this is social media, and people are out there to be engaged. We also recommend mixing in some occasional updates on your business and some of the projects that you're working on. You don't want to overdo this, or you'll appear self-serving, but it's a good practice to mix it in. You may also want to pop in some links to your site and plug yourself a bit. This is especially true if you have a blog and you're updating it frequently with useful and dynamic content. Finally, you'll want to use a link shortener to make the most use of the limited number of characters that's allowed by Twitter. Our favorite is probably Bitly. It's free, and you can sign up at bit.ly.com. One of the first things you'll want to do as you get into Twitter is find some good people to follow. Since you're doing this for your business, you'll want to start off with some good business-related sources. Twitter has a who to follow search that will allow you to search for people through common interests, which is a good place to start. You'll also want to search for some relevant authorities in your field. If your business is food, for example, follow some of the best sources of food and nutrition tips. In addition to similar businesses, you may also want to follow some people who can provide leads or might be potential customers or sources of information. At worst, you'll learn a little bit more about what your potential customers find interesting, and you might even find some opportunities that you weren't aware of. Finally, we recommend following some sources that can help you build some instant credibility. These include sources that are really high traffic, and you may also want to mix in a few good sources that are relevant and also likely to follow you back. You can usually tell this by seeing if the number of people they follow is roughly equal to the number that are following them. Finding followers. Followers are the lifeblood for any Twitter account. The more followers you have, the greater your ability to spread your message. It's not particularly productive to just have a bunch of followers, though. It's important to build a good list of followers that will have interest in your tweets. Like I said before, this can be time-consuming, but it does get easier as your list of followers grow and you get more experience. The best way to build a list of quality followers is to follow good sources from the start. This will get you out there in front of more of the people that you want to get in front of. Next, and this is especially true when you're just getting started, follow people back when they follow you. We don't recommend following any account that comes up there, or you'll get a lot of spammers, but you can stray a little bit from your core focus when you're first getting started. Also, you'll want to supplement the people you're following by adding around 8 to 10 new sources a couple times a week. This keeps getting your name out there in front of a bunch of new people that may not have heard of you yet. Finally, you'll want to keep the list of people you're following lean and productive, so we recommend trimming it once or twice per week to remove the unproductive accounts. By unproductive, we mean sources that don't generate a lot of quality tweets, those whose content doesn't really match up with your business, or those who don't qualify as authority sources but still won't follow you back. To summarize everything we've covered, there's a method to using Twitter as an effective tool to increase your online business profile. First, make sure you focus on the benefits that Twitter can provide and don't worry about what it doesn't do. Second, you have to tweet good content for your business account. You can throw in an occasional softball, but you want to be perceived as a useful source. Next, you want to follow useful sources and periodically add more in small increments. Also, don't forget to cultivate your followers. Part of building credibility is making sure you keep your account balanced and productive. Most importantly, engage people. It's social media, so be social. And finally, if you're not a Twitter guru at the start, don't worry about it. You'll pick it up as you go. This concludes our video tip on getting started on Twitter. If you have additional questions or would like further guidance, feel free to visit our website at www.fronterahouse.com and look through our articles on print advertising, design, and social media. You can also send us a direct inquiry through email. We can be reached at info@fronterahouse.com and we'll get back to you quickly. Thanks for stopping by and keep an eye out for additional video tips on our YouTube channel.